Hi everyone, welcome back to those who have viewed part 1 and now this is part 2 of the dragon piece, and for those who are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and I'm a fluid figurative artist. Today I'll be continuing on the second part, which is the dragon's face, and I'll be showing you how I do it step by step. Now the first thing to understand about pouring figurative is layers. When you layers the color correctly, you can blow them out according to where you want them to go. So here I start off with a darker color first, and then I added lighter colors above. So I'm just going to use my hair dryer to maneuver the paints to flow in the position that I want. So this is different from painting because you have control of the brush and where you want it to go. But with pouring paint, it's a different story because there is no equipment to help you to manipulate the paints to form shapes as precise as brushes. So you have to plan step by step really well. And also to use the blow dryer as your brush. So here I'm carefully pouring out the colors. Now make sure not to flood the whole thing, because if you put too much paint, then it's going to be really hard for you to control later. But if you put too little paint, the paints won't flow. So you've got to estimate and gauge properly. So this color is bronze because I want it to be a bit brownish because it's a wood dragon this year. And that is why I use a bit of a brown tone, and this is like a soy color, which is called Amsterdam Buffy White. So here it's coming out pretty nicely. I don't know if you can see the eyebrows of the dragon, but it's looking really nice actually. So I'm just going to touch everything to pop out the air bubbles. And then I'm going to use a palette knife to soften the edge of the paints and also to do a swipe technique. As you can see, I'm being very careful here because I don't want to ruin it. The more you mix the paints, the more you can ruin the colors and the combinations of everything. So you've got to be very precise and accurate, especially forming the face of something. Okay, so I'm using the blow dryer to help me blow the paints out. So I like this mini hair dryer because it's very soft. It's not as harsh as the big hair dryer, so there are more control to it. Okay, so here I am. I don't know if you see that, but that's how I mix paints. I blow it out and then I blow it back in again, and then I'll blow it out again to spread the paint. So yeah, after you've done this like 1,000 times, it gets easier. So those are like the size of the dragon. This color is interesting. I don't know about you, but I think this color is interesting. I mean, who thought of mixing browns with blues and reds? Like, it's a really interesting color combination, and I chose this color because I want it to be unique. I don't want it to be something that is very common. So that is why I chose this color palette. Now for this nose part, I didn't really like it, so I'm just going to do another swipe. Okay, be very careful of the details and the edge. Now the nose looks like a bear, but no worries. I'll make sure that it looks good at the end of it. Alright, so this is for the nose part. Now because this requires a more precise detail, and that is why I use a palette knife to assist me. But the paste will keep running out of shape, and so you have to keep controlling it The less paste there are on the canvas, the easier for you to manipulate them. So there we go. The paint is running again. I have to make sure that it looks much better. Now I find everything is a bit light. So for the mouth area, I'm just going to use my own mixture of dark blue metallic. Now notice that I only put only a bit of it because for the previous one I put quite a lot of black, and so the dragon was really dark and scary looking. But for this, I don't want the black to be so prominent and so bold, so that is why I'm putting it as little as I can possibly do. Now I put the color here. I call it black, but it's actually not black. As I said, it's a blue mixture. I put in Prussian blue, granite, and a bit of black. So it's not very black. And so that is just to highlight the mouth area. This dark color is not to overpower everything, so you've got to make sure that you put it in just a little bit to highlight the shape of the mouth. So I think this is turning out really beautifully. I can't wait for this to dry because there are a lot of metallic colors in it, so I think it's going to be very interesting when it dries and shiny. So here the goatee, I think it's called a goatee. If not, I'll still call it a goatee. So be careful with it to maintain the proper shape. Okay, I'm running out of this strawberry red by Arteza, but I think this is just enough for this whole piece. And then, yep, I added white there. I'm sorry, you will see me doing a lot of tweaking at the nose area. Now this piece is actually very big, so from the camera it looks like, what is she doing? Why she kept, you know, mixing the nose part, like it was okay before that. But as an artist doing this on the spot, you can't really judge it that well because the more you see something, the more, how to say, it runs out of perspective if you keep trying to, you know, work on it. So because of that, sometimes it's good to stand back from your painting, take a photo with another phone so they have a different perspective, or just pause for like 5 minutes to get the perspective of the whole thing before you can tweak it. But for me, I'm impatient, so yeah, I thought that the nose was a bit out of shape, and that is why I was trying to fine tune it. Okay, here I'm retouching up the nose part. This is the nostril of the dragon, and I don't want a lot of black in it, so yes, just a bit will do. And now here I'm going to do the most fun part. For me, I think the eyes speak 1,000 words. I know a painting or a picture speaks 1,000 words, but to me, the eyes are like the gemstone or the portal to one's soul. So it's like a telescope to the galaxy or the door to one's heart. Now here I'm fine tuning it, and I'm using a straw to blow out the shape as gentle as I can so that it won't mix the paint too much. So as I'm doing it backwards, I can't really tell whether if it is at the right shape. So here I'm adjusting it again. Now I really like the eyebrows. I think it's so cool. And I also like the eyes because it's not entirely white. It's like a sun white. And so the eyes are like the sun. So I really like this one. And here I'm adjusting again. As you can see, this is being very precise, blowing the paints out to form the shape of the eyebrow. And then next we move on to the spikes or the horns of the dragon. So I don't want it to be very hard. So I want it to be like a soft horn kind of thing. So that is why I'm making it as flowy as possible. And this really suits the whole acrylic pour technique because it's supposed to be flowy, soft, gentle, yet powerful and strong at the same time. So I can't really explain it to you, but I hope that when you see this dragon, you get to know what I'm trying to express. Okay, to produce a little bit of 3D effects, so you've got to understand liquid and how they flow. So when you can understand this, you can actually build a more 3D or a more dynamic or depth to your painting. I still remember when I first started off fluid art like 3 years ago, probably, or was it 2.5? Can't remember. Anyway, my objective was to manipulate paints to form figurative art, and figurative art usually consists of understanding the technicality of art, which is lighting, 3D, depth, contrast, composition, and proportion of the subject that you're painting. So it's more than just splashing paints, pouring paints, and then hopefully that magic happens on the canvas or something miraculously, form when you pour your paints out. So this requires a lot of technicality and understanding of arts. And that's why up to now, after 3 years later, I think I finally sort of managed to master this technique and style of painting. Now, if you've made it this far, thank you all for watching. And if you're new to my channel and you love what I do, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you get new updates from me. By the way, I love this part. Can you see the paints that I've blew out? Like it looks like a part of a cloud in the sky. And this is the whole idea of this painting. And I think it's just so beautiful. So right after this, I won't explain anymore because I think I've already explained everything I need to explain in my paintings. And if you still don't know what I'm trying to do, you can always view my other previous works that I did. And I've already explained a lot of details about how I'm doing this and why am I doing this. So hope you guys get to learn a thing or two from me. And if you have any questions or if you have any techniques that you would like to share with me, please leave it at the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, I've done the hands. Now this is the final end result. This is just so amazing. I love the red here. And I like the combination of the paints. Now there's no floater or anything else in my paints, just paints and water. And I hope you love this mixture of colors. Please let me know at the comment section what you think about it. And thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again next week. So take care all, and I'll see you soon, okay? Bye. Bye-bye.